At 10 a.m. Eastern, every single day, I have the same routine and same exact process. And what do you know? I get the same results over 6 figures in consistent payouts with prop firms. And that number didn't just come because of a magical strategy. It didn't come because of an indicator. It actually came because of what I do 30 minutes before I even think about taking a trade. And I used to skip all that. No bias, no plan, no levels. I would literally just hop on the 1 minute chart and just start clicking.
Order
Just like
filled.
this. And I lost money the same way literally every single week for about 2 years by doing this. I used to skip all of that with no bias, no levels, and practically no plan besides the 1 minute time frame and where price looked like it was going to go next. And instead of trading like this, how I should have been trading, I was trading like this, and I basically lost money the same way every single week for about 2 years straight. And if that's you now, then this video actually is for you. And that's because before I check legitimately anything, and I'm just logging onto my computer, I need to check these 3 things, like I said, before touching anything. And that's exactly what you're going to learn how to do in this video. That first thing that I look at is my higher time frame direction, okay? The second thing I look at is where price is sitting relative to levels that actually matter, not just random fair value gaps, not just random order blocks. And the third and final thing I look at that we're going to cover in this video, and you're going to learn how to master, is whether the session I'm about to trade even has a reason to move, okay? And if these 3 things do not line up, then I don't trade, period. And like I said, I'm about to show you the full routine, step by step, in the exact order that I do it, so steal it. Part 1 is determining higher time frame direction. And like I said, before I even think about taking a trade, I ask myself this question: where is price actually going to go today? Do I think price is going to go up or down? We're not guessing, we're not hoping, we're not looking at one and maybe even a ton of random discords like a lot of you guys. No, we know our exact process just by looking at 4 time frames, and that's it. Here's the main time frames I use to actually determine that, okay? The first one is the weekly, then the daily, the 4-hour, and the 1-hour candle. So let me walk you through my entire process with each of these candlesticks. Our process is very simple for the weekly and the daily. And occasionally when we have choppy conditions like we've been having recently, that's why we use the 4 and the 1 hour to give us clear confirmations. Typically what I like to do with the weekly candlestick is majority of the time follow suit with whatever the previous week's price action was, okay? So the previous week here was bearish. As we can see, the last 3 weeks were bearish. I'm going to ideally want to short, but of course I need to make sure that the other time frame candlesticks are aligning with that bias play. So let me go ahead and jump down to the daily gap real quick. So we've jumped onto the daily time frame here, okay? We can very clearly see that the day that we are trying to execute a trade on here, previous day was bearish. It's the same exact concept, okay? And what typically happens on the daily time frame and also the weekly time frame, but more often the daily, is that we will open, we will wick into the previous day's body, and then after we've wicked into the previous day's body, which typically happens during the Asia or the London or super early in the New York session, then we are going to actually deliver back to the downside, taking out previous day's low and lower. So if the daily and the weekly are already aligning like we see here, then you're in good hands. What I'm also looking for is any recent PD raise, meaning fair value gaps or order blocks that have been respected or disrespected. Ideally, if we are looking to go short, we want to see whatever the most recent daily fair value gap that was formed be respected, okay? So as you can see, we have a bearish daily fair value gap. What did we do? We did not inverse that. We respected it and we're delivering out of it. That's another bearish confirmation for me. So daily gaps are very important, but all in all, following the direction of whatever the previous week and previous day was is going to help you a good amount of the time. Now what we want to do is push down to the 4-hour time frame. Again, we are looking for the exact same thing. What did the most recent candlestick do? It was bearish. So ideally, we will open wick into the previous 4 hours body and follow suit. We have a very clear draw on liquidity down here at these lows, okay? Again, like the daily, we look for any recent PD arrays respected or disrespected. On the 4-hour, we can very clearly see the most recent bearish 4-hour gap formed was tapped into, respected, and now we are delivering back out of it. Likewise, for the bullish side of things, the most recent bullish gap formed was disrespected by sellers and inversed. Again, what we want to do now is drop down to the 1 hour and see if there's any other confirmation. For me on a day like this, the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour have given me enough confirmation, and the hourly is likely going to just pretty much tell me the same story as the 4-hour did. Like we can see here, tapped into the most recent bearish hourly gap and we're delivering out of it. We have bearish changes in state of delivery. Clearly, sellers are in control currently in this market. These 4 timeframes alone are basically going to completely eliminate at least half of the bad trades right there. But knowing the discretion isn't enough. I need to know exactly where price is likely to react, okay? If you know direction but don't know when and where price is going to react, then you practically, again, still have no edge in the market. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do next. Now that I know my direction, the next thing I'm actually going to do is mark out the levels that actually matter for the day. And quite honestly, most traders' charts actually just kind of look like a coloring book, and they treat it like a coloring book, okay? They've got 15 horizontal lines drawn, 6 trend lines. They don't know which one actually matters. They have every single fair value gap marked out on their charts. My chart before 10 a.m. has 2 to maybe 3 levels tops marked out. That's it. Let me show you what my charts actually looked like on Thursday. This is it. I'm not exaggerating. This is literally the only level I have marked out on my chart when I was taking this trade. 1 level, that's all I needed. And right now I'm not going to go through like the entire filtering process for how I find my exact key levels, because quite honestly, that would probably take up like an hour-long YouTube video right now. But the main point here is this is what the output looks like, okay? You want it to be clean and simple, and you don't want to overcomplicate your points of interest every single day. And the third thing that we actually need to pay attention to is where is price sitting at relative to this key level? And this is a lot more important than a lot of people make it out to be. A common thing that I'll see with newer people in my Discord or just people in the YouTube comment sections sending me their charts, they will mark out a ton of points of interest. They will have like a fair value gap up here. You know, they might have their point of interest right down here. And let's just call it 2 for now so we can explain this a little more simple, right? They'll have 2 points of interest. Let's say this right here, which it actually is an hourly fair value gap closest to price, okay? This right here might look like a stronger point of interest. It might be a 4-hour fair value gap. However, price is a lot farther away, okay? Let's take our price range tool and actually see how much farther it is from price, okay? If we are to actually go and tap into this hourly gap, right? That's not a crazy amount to see price run, right? We could definitely see that happening. This, however, is double that, okay? And if you were to get a little higher into the range, it could almost be triple, okay? So if you have 2 points of interest, generally I'm going to first watch the one that is closest to price. And let's use this point of interest for example here, okay? This is a very common mistake that I see with either newer people in my Discord or just people in my comment section sending me charts and all that sort of stuff. Let's take a look. This hourly fair value gap is relatively close to price, okay? If you go and get your long position and you take it from where price was at relative to there, in general, that's not really that far away, okay? That's pretty easy for us to go and target. And this is one of the most common mistakes I actually see with either newer people joining my Discord or just people sending me charts and being like, hey, can you take a look at this? Why didn't we use this point of interest? Is they'll go and mark out a couple points of interest. Let's just use high time frame gaps for our areas of interest in this example, right? We have a high time frame gap right here. We have high time frame gap right here. And then we also have a high time frame gap up here. Price is clearly dumped a little bit. And let's zoom in so we can actually visualize this a little better, okay? This gap is not that far away from price, okay? As we can see, this is the 1 minute time frame. It's not gonna take us that much to actually reach this point of interest. However, if we're to go and target this higher gap, which is pretty much the same gap on a higher time frame, plus it's already mitigated, but that's besides the point of this example, that's a lot higher. That's about 3 times as far away, okay? If we're already bearish, do we think price is really gonna retrace that high? Likewise with this gap, okay? That's almost 4 times. Are we really going to get that high up? No, in general, if we have a point of interest relatively close to price or closest to price, that's what I'm going to be using the majority of the time. So just because there might be a 4-hour gap, if it's 700 points away from price, then you're not going to use that today. You're probably going to use the hourly gap that's actually been formed and it's closest to price. So look, we have our direction of price, we have our point of interest where we are expecting a reaction, but there's one more thing I actually check before I'm allowed to trade, And that is the part that saves me more money than literally anything else I explained. So let me walk you through Thursday at 9:55 a.m. right before I actually take this trade, which resulted in a $7,000 profit on the day. All right, so like I said, here's my chart at 9:55 a.m. in the morning. I've already done my process, my analysis. We are very clearly bearish today, and I have my key area of interest. And I'm waiting until 10 a.m. Eastern hits in 5 minutes here so I can see this new 4-hour candle open. And let me show you what I'm looking for. And before I get my point of interest tapped into, I want to see price start to accumulate or move sideways. This is so we have enough time to actually generate more liquidity before making our large move to the downside. So as you can see, we have quite clearly put in our sideways accumulation range here. Now, again, all we're doing is waiting for price to manipulate and tap into our area of interest and also put in the high of this 4-hour candle, right? Doing that helps me catch tops and bottoms because once a 4-hour candle puts in its high, we are expected to, again, go within the direction of the last 4-hour candle and flip bearish. So I wait for it to get to its highest point, tap into my area, and then I find my entry confirmation, which for me on Thursday was an inversion gap. So right here, I got short on the market, put my stop loss at that manipulation high, and I set my first take profit down here and left a couple of runners. And as you can see, that gave us a very quick and clean result on this trade. And again, this trade wasn't special. It's just the same routine, the same process every single day, okay? This wasn't an absolute picture perfect setup. This was just a regular Tuesday where the routine told me exactly what to do, and that's the power of having a process. Like I said, this is basically the same exact process I do every single day to constantly farm payouts from prop firms and hit these exact same setups. And this is the exact same process one of my students, Polo Bear, is doing to make 9K in payouts a week. As you can see right here, that's exactly what he's doing. And it's the same process day after day. Again, this is a relatively smaller day for him. $9,700. And again, we'll look at one more from literally this morning. He didn't participate in the AM trade because he was already up $17,000 on the day. Now look, that's the routine that gets me on the charts and actually ready to trade. However, my entry, my psychology, my risk management, everything under the umbrella that has taken me from literally zero to printing multiple 5 figures a month in payouts with numerous different prop firms, that's all a whole different beast, okay? And to help you tackle that beast for completely free, I have put together a 10-hour course on everything that you could possibly need to master to turn profitable within your trading. So if you do want to claim access to this free 10-hour course and actually change something about your trading journey, because odds are, if you're watching this video, you are unprofitable. So do something about it. Go get this free course. It's going to be the second link in the description. So now you're probably thinking, well, Jack, what about the fourth thing? When you said, how do you actually know when not to trade? How do you actually know, okay, do I actually put risk on today or do I just not take anything? How do you know that? It's actually very simple. So again, let me walk you through this very last part of my pre-market process. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is determine if the bias is mixed or not, if you want to know whether to trade or not to trade. So you go through your same process. And let's just look at an example, right? Oh yeah, we're wicking into the previous day's daily body and pushing up. However, we are reacting bearish off of a daily volume imbalance when the market's in an extreme premium here, okay? And we have lots of liquidity lower. That's a little mixed to me. If I'm looking on the 4-hour chart, all of this price action is super mixed, right? We're reacting off a daily volume imbalance, but reacting bullish off a 4-hour volume imbalance. Yeah, market structure is shifting to the upside, but you know, like I said, we have this gap right here. We have this order block. Again, you can see this process is too mixed, and you would have ended up most likely getting destroyed because we ended sweeping to the upside and sweeping to the downside. And that leads me into the second thing, which is lack of PD arrays being created or respected, and sweeps on both sides of the market, okay? In this scenario, we don't see any PD arrays here, okay, bullish or bearish. That's already a red flag. If I drop a time frame, I can see, okay, there is a couple PD arrays, right? But the second they get created, they get disrespected, right? Created, disrespected. These all get created, disrespected. Again, push to the upside, push to the downside, push to the upside, push to the downside. This is going to cause you to get caught in choppy and crazy untradable conditions, right? When candlesticks are super wicky like that. But basically, when PD arrays aren't forming at all, or they form and immediately get disrespected, that's a big red flag. And this was extremely difficult for me to do the first 2 years of my trading career. I wish I had accountability. I wish I had structure. I honestly wish I had someone in my ear just telling me, don't trade today. Even though everything within me wanted to click that button, and I did for 2 years. So look, any strategy you trade, order flow, ICT, silver bullet, whatever it may be, it's not going to matter unless you actually know the direction before you trade, okay? The entry does not matter if you don't know your levels and you don't know your direction. And none of it matters if you have the routine and choose not to follow it because you don't have the discipline to sit out of the market just because price is actually moving, okay? Build the routine, follow it every single day, and actually watch what happens, because that's what I did. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most people watching this video are probably gonna go, that's a solid routine. And then they're gonna go watch some other YouTube video and then go back to trading the exact same way that they've been trading every single morning. And if that's you, hey, you know what? No judgment. But if you're actually serious about building this into your trading routine permanently, I work with a very small group of traders every Tuesday through Friday. And I'm live every morning at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, calling my levels, drawing my points of interest, and confirming my bias, and taking trades literally while you watch and learn. My students get direct access to me, weekly trade reviews, and I personally make sure that you're not making these same mistakes that I did in my first 2 years of my journey. And look, I keep the group small, and I'm going to keep it small because that's the only way that I can actually give the proper TLC and attention to every single student to make sure that they succeed and get over 10K in payouts. So if you want in, you can click the first link down in the description and apply. And I'll be straight with you on the call whether you're actually ready or not. And if you're watching this from your TV and can't click on anything, I know I used to watch a ton of trading YouTube videos from my TV. Just type in lockedinprofits.io on any browser and go ahead and apply from there. So if you want to see how I actually size my positions when I actually do find a trade, whether I take 5 to 90 M&Q contracts, just click this video right here. That explains everything on my entire risk tier system. So that's popping up on your screen right now. Also, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one.